Welcome back. So on a very rainy night, which is saying something because it rains here a lot. But on a very rainy night tonight, 6 games in the NHL. Not a lot of scoring, minus one game that had a team put a 6 spot on the other. But honestly, kind of low-scoring games, and I'm okay with that. I had wondered if we'd see that pendulum swing, and I did look at the stats. Scoring's down a little bit from last year, not like a tremendous amount, but it's usually incremental drops or rises that we see in scoring. Anyways, that being said, starting things off, Pittsburgh and Philly. Nedeljkovic versus Hart. An early chance for Rust ends up hitting the side of the net. The Flyers have a 3-on-2. That's defended. Crosby's denied on a turnover chance. We have a post for Konechny on a fast break. There's a press by the Penguins at 4.5 minutes. Tip it to Brink. There's a near miss there, and then it's cleared out by the Penguins. The shots are 6-5 Philly, 6.5 minutes in. Tippett is denied from the slot. Puck's cleared out. Rust has a rush chance that's held. We get some pushing after that. A net feed to Couturier gets blocked. Tippett has a potential goal that's blocked out as well. Shoulder save then on Letang. It's cleared out after that with 3:56 left. There's a delay game penalty. The Pens with a power play. There's a shorthanded Konechny chance that's saved. Power play's killed off, but then on a 2-on-1 rush in the final minute at 19:14, it's Crosby from Gensel and Rust. And so it's 1-0 Pittsburgh. The Flyers do look to respond, but yeah, it's 1-0 after one. Second period. Forster has a wrister, that's held. The shots are 3-0 Flyers at 2.5 minutes. There's too many Flyers on the ice, so the Penguins with a power play. Shorthanded rush by Hathaway. Power play's killed off. The Penguins 0 for their last 30 at that point. So the Penguins' power play has become a major issue for them. It is absolutely costing them games. Pens press at 6.5 minutes. They have some momentum. Eller fires one high. The Flyers get a bit pinned down. Although the shots are 9-4 Philly, 9.5 minutes in. And at 9:46 on a nice pass by Konechny, Forster buries it. I believe that's a 3-game goal streak for him. Ristolainen with the other helper. And so that ties the game at 1. Pressed by the Penguins with 6 minutes left. Smith's denied and close. The Flyers clear it out. Farabee's robbed. Nedeljkovic holds on to that. And then Walker has a last-minute chance that's held. So it's 1-1 after 2. Third period. Early Flyers press. Sealer fires one wide. Frost has a chance that's caught and held. There's a near miss for York from in close. Pressed by the Penguins at 3.5 minutes. Not that they get shots out of it, though. So the Flyers doing a good job of blocking and keeping him to the outside. Lawton to Farabee. There's a near miss there. Penguins press. Patterson's denied. Crosby has a rush chance that's blocked. 5:17 left. A power play for the Flyers. 54 seconds later, it becomes a minute and 6 seconds of 4-on-4. Malkin fires one wide. Everything's killed off there. The Flyers have a 3-on-2 that's defended. We're going to overtime. Penguins control early. The Flyers steal it from Gensel. Konechny fires one wide. His next opportunity is saved. Carlson has a blast. That's saved. Then we get a post for Sanheim on a fast break. And then Couturier wins it for Philadelphia from Konechny and Sealer at 3:55. It was a one-timer and a nice cross-ice pass for Konechny. So your final score is 2-1 in overtime for the Flyers. They go to 13-10-2 on the season. Penguins 11-10-3 with the overtime loss. Shots on net 14-8 Pittsburgh in the first, 14-11 Philly in the second, 7-5 Philly in the third, and the overtime 4-2 Philly. Final shots were 33-32 for the Flyers. Power plays 0 for 3 for Pittsburgh, 0 for 1 for Philly. The Flyers out-hit them 22-8. Nedeljkovic saves 31 out of 33. Hart 31 saves on 32 shots. And yet we will still hear all kinds of discussions of, well, when are they going to sell those Flyers? I don't see the point in selling when you're in a playoff spot, but at any rate, we'll see what they end up doing. All right, moving along to the next game of the night, which was Tampa Bay and Dallas. And this was a bit predictable. Tampa Bay got smacked around, right? So it's Ottinger versus Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky got smacked around a bit too. So obviously he's going to take that personally. And it was Hedman's 1,000th game, so they did a nice ceremony beforehand. And Tampa Bay wasn't losing this. This is just a matter of pride, right? So Sergachev has a screenshot that's held. The shots are 2 apiece, a minute and a half in. Cirelli has a slot shot that's held. The Stars press at 6.5 minutes. They're kept to the outside, and Tampa Bay's forcing turnovers. And Kucherov turns and wires one into the net from in close. Stamkos and Sergachev with the assists at 7:47. Tampa Bay looks for another. The shots are 9-6 in their favor at the half. There's a press by Tampa Bay with 7 minutes left. Robertson has a shot that's blocked as the Stars press. Vasilevsky's bailing them out, so they start a Vasi chant. So, yeah, Vasilevsky's back. And then Cirelli makes it 2-0. After Dallas had some momentum, Chernak and Kucherov with the assists at 18:21. Tampa Bay then presses in the final minute. So after the first period, it's 2-0 Tampa Bay. Second period, Kucherov has a rush chance. That's kicked aside. The shots are 2-0 Tampa Bay 3 minutes in. Glendening has a chance at save. The Stars press at 5 minutes. Heiskanen has a net feed. That's picked off. Kucherov with a screenshot. That was held. Then we get a power play for Tampa. It lasts 5 seconds. Becomes 4-on-4. Suter prevents a goal by Paul. It's cleared out. Everything's killed off. Shots are 6-4 for Dallas with 5 minutes left. The Stars press with 2.5 minutes left. And Sagan's denied in the final minute. So Vasilevsky earning his pay today. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay after the second. Third period, there's an early press by Dallas, but there's a turnover, there's a breakaway, and Glendening scores at 3:05 to make it 3-0. Get a power play for Tampa. Stamkos is denied. Hedman has a shot that's tipped wide. It's killed off. The Stars clear. Ben's denied and close. Vasilevsky holds. The Stars draw a power play. Harley has a shot that's blocked. It's cleared out. It's killed off by Tampa. Shots are 3-1 for Dallas with 8 minutes left, but on a backhand, Cirelli makes it 4-0. Hagel with the assist at 12-12. Makes it 4-0, and that's your final score. Tampa Bay goes to 11-10-5 with the win. 14-6-2 is the record for Dallas with the loss. There's the Tony the Tiger magnet because, yeah, Vasilevsky was great. Shots on net, 11-10 Tampa Bay in the first, 10-4 Dallas in the second, and then Tampa shuts it down in the third. They outshoot Dallas 8-5. Final shots 25-23 for the Stars. Power plays, both teams 0-2. Hits 19-17 for Dallas. Ottinger, 19 saves on 23 shots. Vasilevsky saved all 25 for the shutout. That'll improve all of his numbers for this season. And I guess rumors of their demise and of Vasilevsky's demise may have been overstated a little bit. But we need to see it for more than one game, right? We need to see if this is sustainable. All right, moving along. Seattle and Montreal. So there you go. I wore a Montreal jersey for the preview, and they won. So not a jinx. All right, Grubauer versus Montembeault, early press by Seattle. If you look at my record wearing jerseys for previews, pretty good record. So yeah, early press by Seattle. Bjorkstrand has a rush chance that's caught and held. The Habs press at 2 minutes. The shots are 2 apiece, 3.5 minutes in. At 4:03, during some good forechecking by Josh Anderson, he gets the puck out to Monahan, who tips it in. And yeah, Anderson with some good work there. Monahan with his first goal in a while, and that would be a theme with Montreal tonight. Kraken look to respond. Habs with back-to-back turnovers. Evans then has a near miss on a 3-on-2. Power play for the Kraken. The fans vehemently disagreed with that call. That was killed off. Wenberg's denied after. Suzuki has a rush chance. That's defended. And then there's a near miss for Suzuki on a turnover opportunity. Kraken, frequent turnovers late in that period. Wenberg's denied. There's a nice pad save. And then Pearson had a wraparound that was saved. But after the first period, it's 1-0 for the Habs. Second period, Bjorkstrand fires one high. The Kraken press at 2.5 minutes. But Pearson would score his first goal in 20 games. Gallagher and Dvorak with the assists at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Gallagher playing in the 700th game of his career, so that was a nice moment as well. Kraken press for a response. The Habs, though, they draw themselves a power play, and they score on it. It's Monahan with the second of the game. Suzuki and Caulfield with the assists at 6:58. He buries that one from the slot on a good cycle by Montreal. Kraken press with 9.5 minutes left. The shots are 8-4. Montreal with 6.5 minutes left. Habs get stuck on the ice for a 3-minute shift, and they just couldn't clear it. So Seattle scores. It's McCann from Dunn and Larson at 14:05. Yeah, those Montreal players were just done. One of them was missing a stick. I didn't put it on the board, but there was a player missing a stick. So, yeah, eventually Seattle gets that to make it 3-1. Kraken look for another, and then Anderson has a slot shot. That's held. It is 3-1 Montreal after 2. Third period. Shots are 2-0 Kraken at 2.5 minutes, so they come out and they have some momentum. Larson has a screenshot saved. Seattle gets a power play, and they score on it. It is done from Tolvanen and Beniers at 4:49. It was a point shot, goes under the bar, so that makes it 3-2. The Habs look to respond. There's a press by Seattle at 9.5 minutes. Shots are 9-4 in favor of the Kraken with 8.5 minutes left. Habs press with 7.5 minutes left. Grubauer with some nice saves there. Suzuki's then denied on a rush. Eberle was denied in close. Goalie pull happens with 1.5 left. With 56.2 seconds left, the Habs ice the puck. And then Anderson hits the empty net at 19:28. So Josh Anderson with his first of the season. Finally, he's had a lot of opportunities lately, and that gives them their insurance goal. They win this one 4-2. Montreal evens the record at 11-11-3. Seattle 8-12-6 on the season. So Seattle's fortunes just continue to slide in the wrong direction. Shots on net 13-10 Seattle in the first, 10-7 Montreal in the second, 13-10 Seattle in the third. Final shots 33-30 for Seattle. Power plays 1-for-2 for the Kraken, 1-for-1 for Montreal. Hits 23-13 Seattle. Grubauer saves 26 out of 29. Montembeault, excellent game for Montembeault, 31 saves on 33 shots. All right, and the last one on this board, Carolina and Winnipeg. So it happened again to Carolina, kind of sort of, although Ranta's numbers by the end of the night are okay. So it's Ranta versus Brisebois. They were wearing the RCAF jerseys, they being the Jets. I really like them. I know there's people that don't. I think they look really nice. I think they look like what they're supposed to look like, RCAF, and they do, Royal Canadian Air Force. So shots are 4-0 Canes at 2 minutes, and this was going to become a storyline. Chisholm has a shot deflect high. The Canes draw a power play. Teravainen has a blast that's held. That power play's killed off. 4 shots for Carolina in that power play. They were up to 9. Winnipeg had none. Iafallo has a shot that's blocked. It's cleared out. Kotkaniemi has a net drive. That's held. Brisebois is the only reason this game's scoreless at this point. No Jets shots with 6 minutes left. Their first shot's with 3:27 left, and then their second shot goes in. Roofs it on a rush. Connor with his 15th of the season from Ehlers and Scheifele at 16:58. So after getting the first, I think it was 14 shots on the second shot for the Jets, they score. So that's got to be tough for the Canes. So the Canes look to answer. There's a near miss for Jarvis as the Canes press with 57.3 seconds left. The Jets get a power play. So that rolls over into the second period, and the Canes finish the kill. There's a near miss for Iafallo. It's cleared out. Ehlers fires one wide from the slot. 3.5 minutes in, the shots are 9-1 Winnipeg. I did a double take. I even went between TV, the app, everything. I'm like, it's 9-1. Really? 9 shots that early? So just ridiculous. It wouldn't stay that way. It's quite the momentum swing we saw in that second period. So net feed to Aho gets picked off. The Canes press. There's a post for Burns during that. More Canes pressure at 7 minutes. Connor to Scheifele, near miss there. Ehlers has a one-timer that's saved. Martinook has a net feed that's blocked. And then Winnipeg scores again. It's a tic-tac-toe play. It's top shelf on his own entry. Ehlers gets the goal from Scheifele and Connor at 11:39. So everybody on that line with 2 points tonight. That's a pretty good line. Power play then for the Canes. The Jets really prevented an early setup and just kept it all off kilter. They kill that off. Jets prevent, I already said that part. We'll go ahead and go forward to the next line. So Pionk fires one wide. It's cleared out. And then in the final minute, 19:07, Nason scores from Natchez. So Carolina gets on the board. They solve Brisebois, but they're down 2-1 going into the third period. In the third, the Canes had the only shot on net 3 minutes in, so not a lot of action towards the net there. Drury has a shot that's held. The Jets press. They're kept to the outside. Burns is denied. The rebound gets cleared. We get a power play for the Canes. That was killed off by the Winnipeg Jets. Canes press after it's done, and Brisebois' heroics continue. He had easily his best game of the season tonight. Played absolutely fantastic. I think it's the nice light blue jerseys, which I'm glad about, because I thought, if Winnipeg doesn't play well with these, we're suddenly going to say, you know what, between Montreal and Winnipeg, and then you look at Seattle last year with the reverse retros, maybe a light blue color, maybe it doesn't work for a jersey. Maybe we shouldn't have it anymore. So at any rate, Winnipeg does get that victory, but let's go through the rest here. More Canes pressure with 8 minutes left. The Jets then get some pressure with 5 minutes left. Ranta dives to poke check Ehlers as Ehlers is coming in while Ranta is leaving the net for the extra attacker. So the goalie pull happens with 2 minutes left. There's an empty net miss by Connor that creates some chaos. With 1:07 left, Carolina calls a timeout. In the end, Winnipeg does hold on. They win 2-1. They go to 14-8-2 on the season. Carolina 14-9-1 with the loss. Shots on net, 15-3 Winnipeg in the first. Or 15-3 Carolina in the first. Sorry about that. 14-13 Carolina in the second, and 14-6 Carolina in the third. They outshoot Winnipeg 43-22. Power plays, Carolina 0 for 3. That's a storyline. Winnipeg 0 for 1. Hits 22-11 for Winnipeg. Ranta 20 saves on 22 shots. Brisebois 42 saves on 43 shots. That's the Vegas Brisebois. That's what that is. Anyways, now I need to change boards. All right, so Arizona showed up tonight and they decided, hey, we can make history. And they did. So we'll move on to the last game. I'm kidding. Kemper versus Ingram in this one. Good early back and forth. The shots are actually 2-0 Washington at 3.5 minutes, and I think that was their mistake. In the winning that they've had recently, Washington hasn't had shots. Tonight they did, and look at the score. So maybe that was the mistake. It's just weird. It's weird looking at stat lines of Washington games. Not as weird as St. Louis, but close. So power play for Washington. Wilson has a shot that's saved. They cycle. It's cleared out. Power play's killed off. And then the Coyotes get a power play shortly thereafter, and they score on it. It's Cooley. Great pass by Keller to set it up. And it was the first shot on net, too. Cooley from Keller and Dursey at 8:46. The Caps press for a response, but then on a rush, Carcone scores his 12th. He's already got 12. He could get 40 this year at this rate. Josh Brown and Zucker with the assists at 10:02, and that was the second shot on net for Arizona. So this is where, if you're a Caps fan, the uh-oh gland starts up. It's somewhere right in about here. It's right in about here, the uh-oh gland. Coyotes go back to the power play, and they score again. It is Schmaltz from Keller and Kerfoot at 14:15. It's top shelf, and that ends the night for Kemper. Lindgren's in. Coyotes press with 4.5 minutes left, and at 17:13 on their 7th shot, Schmaltz gets his second goal of the period. Keller and Kesselring with the assists. And then at 18:39 on their 8th shot, Zucker scores from Kerfoot. So, rough first period. It's 5-0 Arizona. Can Washington score 6? No. Second period, Protas gets hurt on a shot block. He would stay in the game. Fir Avenue has a shot that's held. Kraus to Bukestad near miss. Shots are one apiece, 3.5 minutes in. Cooley has a rush chance that's saved. We get a power play for the Caps. Sandin has a shot that deflects out. That power play is killed off. Milano, fans on one. The Coyotes clear. Caps go back to the power play. Ovechkin has a shot that's caught and held. That's killed off. So Ovechkin still 5 goals on the season. We're now 22 games into the season. He may not even be a 20-goal scorer. Another Caps power play, and during this, it's a shorthanded 2-0. This is so bizarre. Their power play is awful. Bukestad scores a shorthanded goal from Kerfoot and Mosier at 16:53. No chance for Lindgren on that. Coyotes then finish the kill with 1:56 left. The Coyotes get a power play, so that's killed off. The final 4 seconds killed at the start of the third, with the Coyotes up 6-0. Protas has a shot that's held. There's a post for Schmaltz. They're that close to a hat trick. It goes right through the crease and off the far post. Dursey did not return. He collided with Wilson, I believe it was in the first period, and did not return to the game. Shots are 3-1 for the Caps at 6.5 minutes. Aube-Kubel mugs Valimaki and goes off to the box. And I will agree with the Arizona announcers on this. Mugging a guy who's already wearing the fishbowl, not cool. It's not. But at any rate, that power play's killed off. Keller has a bouncing shot that's held. Milano couldn't bury one as the Caps pressed. They tried to break the shutout, and they didn't. So what we've got here is I need to get 2 magnets for this. So I needed the Tony the Tiger, and I also needed, right here, the No Mercy magnet, because it was both. It was a shutout and a No Mercy game. I think it just threw me off. That's it. 6-0 win. So Arizona 13-9-2. They've won 5 in a row. Coyotes are pretty good. I hate to break it to people. The Capitals 12-8-2. It feels like whatever magic they had going where they were winning games they probably shouldn't have has passed. Shots on net, 10-9 Arizona in the first, 9-8 Arizona in the second, 9-8 for Washington in the third. Final shots are 27-26 for Arizona. Power plays, Washington 0-4, Arizona 2-4. Hits 20-17 Arizona, or Washington, I should say. Kemper 2 saves on 5 shots, not great. Lindgren 19 saves on 22 shots, and Ingram saves all 26. That's his second shutout this year. Ingram's fantastic. I really honestly, I've been very impressed with Arizona from top to bottom this year. I think if they can keep this up, and if they end up making the playoffs, they're not going to be an easy out if they get there. Really don't think so. All right. Last game of the night, St. Louis and Vegas. And like I said, a lot of low-scoring games tonight. Binnington versus Thompson. We get a power play for Vegas. That's killed off. Krug's denied on a break out of the box. Shots are 4-2 for the Blues at 4.5 minutes. Cotter's then robbed in alone. So odd man breaks and breakaways were a thing in this first period. Neighbors fires one wide. It's cleared out. Howden has a turnover chance. That's caught and held. Cotter fires one wide on a rush. Raw has a 2-on-1 opportunity. That's saved. The Blues have a 4-on-2 that fizzles. And then Vegas rushes the other way. Krug fires one high as the Blues press. Both goalies dialed in early in this game. Stevenson's denied, the rebounds held. Falk fires one high as the Blues press. So a lot of firing it a little bit too high by St. Louis. I guess trying to paint that top corner on Thompson there. 3:28 left, the Blues get a power play. There's a shorthanded 2-on-1. Eichel has a shot deflect wide there. Power play's killed off. Vegas rushes. They allowed no shots for the Blues on the power play. But in the final minute, which seems to be a thing tonight, at 19:39, Toropchenko deflects a point shot into the net. Parayko and Sundqvist with the assist. So it's 1-0 St. Louis after 1. Second period. Pressed by the Golden Knights at 2 minutes. Blade Alexandrov gets blocked. The shots are 4-1 Vegas, 4 minutes in. Parayko fires one wide as the Blues press. Haig has a shot that's blocked. Eichel fires one wide as Vegas presses. Barbashev's denied on a 2-on-1 in close. The Blues press at the half. Krug has a screenshot that's held. Kyrou had a slot shot that deflects out. Shots are 7-5 for Vegas with 5 minutes left. Blues press with 3 minutes left, and Falk has a screenshot that's saved. It remains 1-0 St. Louis after 2. Third period. Good early jump for the Blues. There's a power play for Vegas, though. Shorthanded chance for Kapanen gets blocked. Power play's killed off. Good kill by St. Louis. But as the period went along, they were sort of given a little bit too many opportunities for Vegas. I think Vegas was outworking them a bit in the third period. So McNabb gets denied in close. The Blues press are kept to the outside. The shots are 9-3 for Vegas at 9 minutes. Saad has a near miss from in close. Pressed by Vegas, McNabb fires wide there. 7:51 left. Vegas with a power play, and they score on it. At 12:58, it's Eichel from Pietrangelo and Marcia, so it was a nice cycle, and Eichel wires it. So that ties the game at 1. Hayes is then denied as the Blues press to respond. Things get pushy on a hold by Thompson, and Kyrou is denied on a net drive. So St. Louis at least finished things out better and managed to earn that point and go to overtime. And this is, I think, 8 out of 13 games they've played in Vegas that have gone to overtime. It's something insane like that. So the Blues control early, and I don't think Vegas touched the puck. At 38 seconds, Buchnevich scores from Thomas and Parayko, buries that one in close. Kind of put it through Thompson, and St. Louis wins this one 2-1. The unpredictable Blues continue. They go to 13-10-1 with the win. With the overtime loss, Vegas drops to 16-5-5 on the year. Shots on net, 13-9 for Vegas in the first, 8 apiece in the second, 13-9 Vegas in the third. St. Louis had the only shot in overtime. That's all they needed. Final shots, 34-27 for Vegas. Power play, St. Louis 0 for 1, Vegas 1 for 3. The hits, 21-16 Vegas. Bennington saves 33 out of 34, and Thompson saved 25 out of 27. So I'm sure they miss Aiden Hill on some level, but Thompson gave him good goaltending tonight as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, regarding any of the games that were played tonight. We only have 8 tomorrow, too, which seems light for a Tuesday. So let me know your thoughts. We got 13 on Thursday. They make up for it on Thursday. But let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, or because you feel like it. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.